Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today we've got a wild lineup of clips ranging from alien beings caught driving cars to never-before-seen footage of sea cryptids that'll surely blow your mind. So let's dive in. We start today's episode with a wild one, an alleged alien abduction. Now, we're not exactly sure who this guy is, but he really believes what he's saying. According to him, he managed to get some footage of an alien before his abduction. I'm not sure how the clip you're watching was captured, whether by CCTV or by his phone, but he insists he recorded it before he was taken. If you pay attention to the clip, you should see a pinkish blip on it. This, according to him, is the alien that captured him. We've seen all types of aliens on this channel, but this is the first time we are seeing something like this, which has made even the lies of Aaron, who would believe anything paranormal, skeptical. The man in the clip repeatedly says that we might think he's crazy, but he's not. I have my own reservations, but I'd want to know, what do you think this could be? True? Or do we have someone trying to get their first 5 minutes of fame? Let's hear your thoughts. Up next, we have a man in Chile who wandered into a woodlands one evening, recording his journey for reasons unknown. As he ventured deeper, something unusual stopped him in his tracks. He stood frozen, staring into the darkness at what appeared to be a tall, narrow structure. At first, it looked like a simple pillar, but he believed it was definitely something much more. He then set his camera down and attempted to cautiously walk toward the object. As the man approached, the strange object illuminated for a brief moment, and in the blink of an eye, it vanished. Whatever it wasn't a solid structure at all, but something far more mysterious. It's said that this may have been some sort of entity. Some in the paranormal community even suggested it might be a Nightcrawler. As interesting as that sounds, I've never seen anything like this before. Julius, our evergreen scientist, of course, is amused, but Aaron, our residential conspiracy theorist, smells something paranormal in that clip. You've seen the clip. What do you also think? While driving by the woods on a rather ordinary day, one of the passengers noticed a group of animals running through the forest along the road. Excited by the sight of wildlife, he began to quickly film. It was a rare chance to catch a glimpse of animals in their natural habitat, and everything seemed normal at first, but as the car kept moving and the camera continued rolling, something unexpected was captured. Among the trees stood a mysterious figure dressed in what appeared to be a white gown. The figure was partially hidden, blending in with the shadows of the forest, but its form was unmistakable. Now, it's hard to believe that a random woman would be standing alone among the trees, especially with buffaloes running nearby. Could this have been an entity or something more paranormal? The uploader insists it was a paranormal occurrence, and I was tempted to believe it until Julius watched it. He then told me the clip was doctored and asked me to rewatch it. After watching it, I actually think he's right, but you guys have watched the clip too, so what do you think? In June 2024, a woman posted a video online capturing a strange, small, humanoid figure outside her home. Standing near a building with its back turned, the figure seemed preoccupied, adding to its eerie presence. With long black hair and a petite frame, it left viewers deeply unsettled. Many speculated it could be a duende, a supernatural creature from Spanish and Latin American folklore, often portrayed as a mischievous or even malevolent spirit. For those familiar with this channel, you already know about duendes, but if you're new, duendes are believed to be small beings often residing in forests or rural areas. The uploader insists she's certain it's a duende, possibly wandering in from a nearby woodland. There's not a lot to go on with concerning this video, but what do you think? Could this really be a duende? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. This next footage was captured by a couple visiting a museum. They were observing the display of the head of Tutankhamun, an ancient pharaoh enclosed in glass under dim lighting. As they were filming the artifact, something unexpected occurred. On the glass enclosure, a face appeared. It was the face of a man staring directly into the camera. The face bore an uncanny resemblance to the statue of Tutankhamun and even had the look like a scarf on. The couple were startled by this discovery as they claimed to be the only ones near the display at the time. The rest of the visitors were focused on other exhibits, so it didn't seem like it could have been a reflection of anyone else in the room. Do you think this could have been the spirit of the pharaoh himself, or perhaps some other entity present within the museum? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. In the skies of Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany, a man was out for an evening walk after sundown when he noticed something unusual in the sky. It was a shiny object, and at first he thought it might be a comet or something similar, so he zoomed in to get a better look. What he captured was far more bizarre. The object resembled a flame slowly descending toward the ground. But then something even stranger happened. It split into 5 or more smaller pieces, each maintaining their fiery appearance. As the man zoomed out, the flaming entities disappeared behind a line of trees, vanishing from sight. What do you think we're dealing with here? In Hausa, Germany, a woman visited an abandoned train tunnel rumored to have been built during World War II. Locals whispered that the tunnel was haunted, with eerie stories from those who entered. Intrigued, she grabbed her flashlight and camera, set it out to uncover the truth for herself. As she went deeper into the tunnel, something unsettling happened. In the beam of her flashlight, an arm suddenly lifted up on the train tracks ahead of her. Startled, she ran out in panic, but the footage she captured holds the real mystery. What she saw wasn't a person, it was the upper torso of a headless human, with no visible blood or body parts, just the arm moving as if it were alive. That's not normal and definitely shouldn't be happening. I'm tempted to say it's impossible, but we can see it happening right before our eyes. You have to wonder though, why was the body incomplete, and what could possibly explain the movement of that lone arm? During the night shift at a construction site in Mexico, a security guard witnessed something chilling on the monitors. At first, he saw what looked like a woman with long hair walking by, but her movements were strange, tilted, almost unnatural. As if that was not enough, the figure began to glitch on the screen. Her hair vanished, and the once feminine form morphed into what seemed more like a man. In an unsettling twist, the figure slowly faded until it disappeared entirely. Stunned, the guard replayed the footage multiple times, hoping it was just a glitch or a trick of the camera, but each time it showed the same eerie transformation. What was this shifting apparition? Could it have been a restless spirit, or are we just seeing things? Late one night, a man was driving down a dark, deserted road when his dashboard camera captured something strange. Out of nowhere, a white, oddly shaped object drifted across the road and glided over the car. What made it even more unsettling was its movement. It didn't flutter like cloth in the wind. Instead, it floated smoothly and deliberately, almost as if guided by some unseen force. Some say that nighttime is when spirits and supernatural beings come alive. Could this mysterious object have been a spirit, or has someone truly mastered the art of illusion? During a rigorous training session out in the wilderness, a soldier heard an unusual beeping sound coming from nearby bushes. Curious, he approached and found something unexpected, a drone. But this wasn't a typical factory-made device. It looked like a DIY project pieced together with sticks, a taped-on battery and makeshift propellers lying on the ground and beeping. The soldier didn't disclose many details about the strange device. So what could this be? A harmless, homemade drone that drifted off course? Or something potentially dangerous? Could it even be rigged with an explosive? A homeowner captured something eerie on a camera they'd set up inside their house, looking through a large glass wall toward the outside. At first, everything appeared normal for the first minute, but then something bizarre happened. A very dark, thick mass floated by outside. Initially, it seemed like it might be just some debris or a dark plastic bag blowing in the wind, especially since it was almost touching the ground. But when the footage was slowed down, it became clear that this was no ordinary object. It was a moving mass with a shape and motion that didn't resemble any typical debris. It's almost as though it were a living thing. You've seen the clip. What do you also think this dark mass could be? In Catholic tradition, statues of Jesus, Mary, and the saints are used to foster a sense of reverence and connection to the divine, placed in churches, homes, and sacred spaces. But in one church, an unsettling discovery involved a smaller portable statue raised questions. This statue had broken off from its stand, and when a woman took a closer look, she found something disturbing within the hollowed base, an inverted crucifix. As we know, Jesus was crucified upright, and the cross symbolizes his sacrifice and resurrection. So finding an inverted cross hidden within a statue's hand feels unsettling. Why was it there? Could this be an act of desecration aimed at undermining the sanctity of the statue? Or is there another explanation, a misunderstood symbol with a different meaning entirely? In today's world, where so much of our personal and sensitive information is stored on computers, we rely heavily on passwords and security measures to keep it all safe. But just how secure is that information? A hacker recently shared a tactic that is as clever as it is frightening, and it makes you wonder how easily our digital lives could be compromised. The method he describes involves something as simple as a USB flash drive. Here's how it works. The hacker modifies a USB drive, programming it to automatically install malware when plugged into a computer. Then they deliberately leave the drive lying around in a public place, maybe on the ground outside an office, in a parking lot, or even in a coffee shop. This is to bait someone into picking it up out of curiosity. Once the unsuspected person plugs the USB into their computer to check what's inside, the malware silently installs itself, giving the hacker remote access to the computer's files, passwords, and personal data. It happens so fast that the user might not even notice anything unusual. Most of us wouldn't think twice about picking up a flash drive and checking it out, but that simple action can open the door to a cyber attack. So next time you see a strange USB stick lying around, think twice before plugging it into your device. It's not worth the risk. This video was shared by a remote village. A man had spotted something eerie one early morning. At the top of a very tall tree, a humanoid figure appeared. Only the upper body was visible peeking through the leaves high up in the sky. The figure seemed to resemble a woman, and she was lifting her hands, swaying them about in the air in a haunting, almost ritualistic manner. What makes this sighting even stranger is the lore surrounding it. Some villagers believe these figures are witches. They say there are women in the village who practice witchcraft and can manipulate the elements, even taking to the skies. Others, however, claim they're not human at all, but rather mysterious creatures, something beyond explanation. What do you think? Could this be a witch in the midst of a ritual, or something more supernatural, perhaps even otherworldly? Something very shocking has happened in Texas, specifically at Galveston Beach. For those unfamiliar with it, this beach is known for its notoriously murky and dirty waters. Recently, however, beachgoers and locals have noticed something strange. The water has transformed into a crystal clear blue. This sudden change has left people baffled. No one can explain why the once murky water is now so clear. Could it be a natural phenomenon, some secret cleanup effort, or something else entirely? The transformation is dramatic and has sparked curiosity among everyone who frequents the beach. If anyone has insight or theories on this unexpected change, please share your thoughts. Thanks to this channel, I've seen some wild stuff, but this, well, I haven't come across anything like this. This creature apparently is called the Aurelia Colossus, and it's completely new to me. If that name doesn't ring a bell, don't worry, I did some digging. Turns out it's a cryptid, said to be an enormous jellyfish with glowing, translucent tentacles that stretch for hundreds of feet. It's described as an eerie guardian of the ocean's deepest, darkest reaches. Now, most cryptids come with mountains of lore, but with Aurelia, information is surprisingly scarce. Should we take that as a sign it's a well-kept secret, known only by a select few, or is it just something someone made up to grab a few minutes of fame? What do you think? Two men ventured out into the Alabama woods one night, hoping to capture some interesting footage, but what they ended up recording was something much more unsettling. While they didn't see anything unusual, they caught an extremely loud and eerie vocalization from a creature that seemed to be nearby. But here's the strange part. No one has been able to identify exactly what made the sound. Take a listen for yourself. Some people believe it could be from a moose, while others think it might be a bear. But here's where things get even more intriguing. The paranormal community is convinced that what they recorded was the call of none other than Bigfoot. What say you? Here we have another intriguing piece of footage sparking debate. Some boaters in the waters of British Columbia, Canada, spotted a strange figure rising partially out of the water. The footage is unclear, leaving it difficult to determine exactly what the creature could be. The big question is, could this be some sort of animal with its head out of the water, or are we witnessing the sighting of an unknown sea creature, perhaps even a legendary sea monster? I was heading toward the sea monster route with Aaron backing me up when Julius entered and said 3 words: bull, elephant, seal. Being the researcher I am, looked them up online, and surely enough, there's a 99% chance that he's right. Bull elephant seals are enormous marine mammals, easily recognized by the male's distinctive trunk-like noses or proboscis, which they inflate to make loud roars. These males, known as bulls, can reach up to 20 feet in length and weigh around 8,800 pounds, with a thick, blubbery build that helps insulate them in cold ocean waters. Their skin is often scarred and wrinkled from aggressive fights during the breeding season, and the dark brown or grayish color gives them a rugged, almost prehistoric look. The thing, however, is elephant seals are not typically found in British Columbia. While they primarily inhabit the Pacific Ocean along the coasts of California and Baja California and Mexico, some northern elephant seals do occasionally venture as far north as the waters off Vancouver Island in British Columbia. However, sightings in this area are rare, as their main breeding grounds and colonies are much further south. British Columbia's coastlines are more commonly home to harbor seals, sea lions, and other pinnipede species. So this big mystery here is, what brought this bull to British Columbia if it's really an elephant seal? In this footage, a group of friends went hiking in the mountains, capturing their entire adventure on camera. As they were filming each other, climbing down, everyone looked thrilled, smiling for the camera, completely unaware of an extra presence among them. Just behind the group near a tree, a mysterious figure can be seen watching them. At the time, none of them noticed it, not even the person behind the camera, too focused on the stunning scenery. But when they reviewed the footage later, they were stunned by what they'd captured. What could that figure have been? In this video, a group of men out at sea captured footage of a strange yellow object floating near their boat. Shaped long and streamlined with what looks like a fan or propeller at the front, it almost resembles a small missile, but on closer look, it's larger than it first appears. This only adds to the mystery. What could it be? Could it be a piece of military equipment like a drone or underwater missile, or maybe some kind of experimental craft? With its unique size and design, there's plenty of room for speculation. What do you think this mysterious object could be? No one loves accidents, but have you ever wondered what happens to the souls of individuals who don't survive such events? No? Oh, take a look at this. A few seconds into the clip, we witness an unfortunate accident. We aren't here to debate whose fault it is, but pay attention to the clip. Do you see the translucent being moving? That's not normal, is it? It's almost as though one of the drivers might have died in the crash and his or her soul was roaming the accident scene. At least that's my interpretation of the scene. What's yours? Alligators are truly incredible animals, almost like creatures from another world. Recently, a group of people ventured into a swamp to capture some candid footage of one of these fierce predators. To keep a safe distance, they used a drone to film the alligator from above. But things took a wild turn when the drone drifted a bit too close. Instantly, the alligator raised its head, opened its powerful jaws, and snapped the drone in half with a single crushing bite. The footage gets even more intense as thick smoke starts to rise from the damaged drone. Yet the alligator remains completely unbothered, gliding through the water as if nothing happened. It's amazing to see just how powerful and unfazed these creatures can be. If you're a wildlife photographer or videographer, consider this a lesson on handling your gadgets around them.
Oof. Maybe that's the leftover swimmers. I don't know.
God, what do you think it is?
A man stumbled upon something deeply unsettling in a tree while exploring the woods. The tree had a strange bulbous growth, and within it, a hole. As the camera zooms in, the sight only grows more disturbing. Inside the hole is a white, pulsating mass filled with what appears to be tiny, wiggling creatures. At first, it looks like an infestation, perhaps a pocket of parasites. The writhing movement and the fact that they're burrowed into the tree suggests some form of pest. But is it really an infestation, or could it be something else? In some cases, trees become homes for insect larvae like certain moths or beetles that nest inside the woods. But this? What are we actually looking at here?
Was there?
Oof. Maybe that's the leftover swimmers. I don't know.
God, what do you think it is?
A camera set up in a park captured something unusual during one of its recordings. When reviewing the footage, the team noticed an odd clip. From the left side of the screen, a bright floating light drifts in a view. But this isn't just another orb, it has a distinct portal-like glow illuminating the air around it. The light hovers briefly, moving slightly before floating back the way it came. The real mystery isn't just what this light might be, it's a debate over its authenticity. Julius, the resident skeptic, quickly dismissed it as a hoax, suspecting it was another staged attempt to generate buzz. Even Aaron, who's typically open to paranormal explanations, leaned toward it being fake. A rare stance for him. So what do you think? Is this strange light real or fake?
That's crazy, man. What the
Now let's take a look at another strange light that seems much more real. This time the footage was captured by a man who noticed something unusual. There was a bright light shining behind the clouds. Curious, he pulled out his phone and started recording. What he captured is intriguing. There seems to be something within the bright glowing area, but the light is so intense that whatever is causing it remains hidden. The round beam of light radiates from behind the clouds, almost like it's concealing something. But what could it be? A UFO hidden in plain sight? Its lights barely covered by the cloud cover? Or perhaps something else entirely? A creature of unknown origin emitting this glow? The footage doesn't give us a clear answer, but it certainly raises the question, what exactly is lurking behind that light? Could it be an extraterrestrial or something natural but still unknown to us?
That's crazy, man. What the
On a path winding through some woodlands in Pennsylvania, there's an eerie legend of a girl who tragically died over 100 years ago. Locals believe that a spirit haunts those who venture along this trail, and recent events might just add more weight to the story. A cyclist out for a ride one afternoon had attached a camera to his bicycle, capturing the surrounding scenery. As he pedaled through the wooded path, the camera picked up something strange, a figure on the side of the trail. It appeared to be a ghostly child standing still and watching him as he approached. The figure, pale and barely visible, then slowly retreated into the trees as he passed by. When the cyclist looked back, the child was gone, vanishing without a trace. Could this be the spirit of the young girl said to haunt the path?
What the yeah!
I can't Daddy fish for now. I can't Daddy fish for now.
This video was shared by a family who had an unusual experience while on the road. They claimed that as the car drove past them, they noticed something strange about the driver. It didn't seem to be human. According to the footage, the figure driving the car had a blue-tinted appearance. Some speculate that the driver was a robot, while others believe it might have been something more mysterious, like a reptilian being. The image is unclear, leaving room for interpretation, but the oddity of its appearance is undeniable. I'm not sure what to make of this either. Alien, reptilian being, someone late for a Halloween party. It's hard to say, but what do you think?
What the is that?
I can't, Daddy, fish for nails. I can't, Daddy, fish for nails.
In a groundbreaking move, China has once again pushed the boundaries of technological innovation. On September the 24th, 2024, the country successfully launched a 54-kilometer highway. But what makes this remarkable isn't just the length or design. The entire project was completed using only drones and robots, with no human workers involved. This is a monumental leap forward in automated construction and infrastructure development, highlighting how far robotics and AI have come. The use of autonomous machines in such large-scale projects opens up a world of possibilities, from faster construction times to safer working environments, as well as the ability to reach more remote or challenging terrains. China's ambitious vision for the future is becoming a reality, and this highway is a testament to the transformative potential of technology. Who knows what else they've got up their sleeves? Meanwhile, over in America, reports have allegedly surfaced of a U.S. warplane near the Canadian border shooting down a UFO. This isn't the first time something like this has happened either. In fact, 3 aerial objects have been shot down in the U.S. recently, and the mystery deepens as no one seems to know exactly what these objects are. One report describes one of these objects as octagonal in shape. What makes it even more puzzling is that the pilots who were ordered to take down these objects each gave different descriptions of what they saw. So, could these mysterious objects be something extraterrestrial? Are we dealing with advanced technology from beyond Earth? Or is there something else going on? This clip comes from Cuba, where an observer captured something truly bizarre. A giant blue tube seems to extend from the sky down into the sea, almost like a column connecting the two. What's strange is that this wasn't a water spout or a tsunami, it was a stationary rooted in one spot. Most people who saw the footage are baffled, unable to explain what it could be. So what exactly are we looking at here? Could this be a natural phenomenon that we just don't fully understand yet, or is it something else entirely? These days, there are so many strange things happening that it's a wonder people invest in Ring cameras and make sure their doors are locked. However, some still don't fully grasp the importance of home security. Take a look at this unsettling footage. A family's Ring camera captured something eerie in the middle of the night while everyone was asleep. A strange woman holding a knife approached their front door. She stood there, disorientated and unstable, without saying a word. We don't know if the family called the police or if she eventually left on her own, as the footage ends with her still standing there. But this serves as a stark reminder to always double-check that your doors are locked and your home is secure, especially at night. The woman herself didn't seem okay, and I hope she eventually got the help she needed. This video comes from Liverpool, England, taken by a local resident at around 4 a.m. He spotted an unusual light in the sky and decided to record it. The light appears almost spherical at first, but what's truly strange is how it continually changes color and shape. Every second, it morphs into something different, making it hard to define exactly what it is. What do you think this could be? A natural phenomena or something else entirely? These days, artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the way we create and experience art, from generating stunning visuals based on simple prompts to producing entirely new styles of expression. AI tools have opened up a world of creative possibilities that were once unimaginable. But with this rise in AI-generated art, one big question arises. Can these creations hold actual value like traditional art, or could they even be worth serious money? Well, here's an interesting case for you. A painting titled AI God was created entirely by an AI bot, and it's shaking up the art world. This painting was recently put up for auction, and it's reportedly being sold for a jaw-dropping $120,000. That's right, an artwork made by artificial intelligence is fetching a price that many human artists could only dream of. This sale isn't just a fluke either. AI art has been gaining traction, with collectors and enthusiasts starting to see it as a valuable collectible form of creativity. The painting AI God is just one example, but it reflects a broader trend where AI-generated pieces are becoming more than just a novelty. They're being recognized as serious art that holds its own in the market. Imagine boarding a plane in London and just 1 hour later, you're stepping off in New York. This might sound like a scene from science fiction, but Venus Aerospace is bringing it closer to reality with its hypersonic jet, the Stargazer. This innovative aircraft is being designed to hit speeds of Mach 9, 9 times the speed of sound, making it possible to travel between cities at record-breaking speed. So how does the Stargazer plan to achieve this? By combining jet engines for takeoff with rocket engines that cruise at an astounding 170,000 feet, where it can maintain its near-unbelievable speed. Currently, it's in its prototype phase. Venus Aerospace has already tested a drone version reaching Mach 0.9. While true hypersonic passenger travel is still a few years away, this upcoming test flight is a monumental step toward reshaping the future of air travel. Of course, it's likely to start with military applications, but there's hope we'll get a taste of it ourselves. Imagine the possibilities for industries, economies, and cultural exchange when global travel takes just a fraction of today's time. Here's hoping this leap in technology becomes available to us all sooner rather than later. What do you think? Will we see hypersonic passenger travel in our lifetime? Imagine checking your trail camera expecting the usual wildlife snapshots only to be met with a mysterious creature that defies explanation. This photo reveals a towering figure standing at least 7 feet tall, draped in dark fur and unmistakably humanoid. The creature's face, a curious blend of ape-like features with a human nose, raises eyebrows and stirs the imagination. Is it possible this is a genuine encounter with the elusive Sasquatch, or is there room for skepticism, with some suggesting a potential hoax involving a person in an elaborate costume? Personally, I'm tempted to believe it could be a hoax unless there's some explanation for how the creature's fur looks like it just walked out of the dry cleaners when it actually lives in a place that leaves fur dirty and matted. Perhaps this is just me being difficult, but what do you think? Still on things that look like dogs but are not, take a look at this next footage. What do you see? All who saw it initially believed we were dealing with an abnormally large dog, but it turns out it's nothing more than a pig. Has anyone seen a pig like this before? Can you tell or guess its exact species? If you can, please leave it in the comments section for us. We've got something special for the best response. Would a bear attack a trail camera? Before you answer, watch this. While I know it looks like the bear was attacking the trail camera, what if I told you that it wasn't? If you pay attention to the video, you'd realize that the bear was going through some container until it abruptly stopped and then bolted out of the place. Putting on our Sherlock Holmes hats, we can deduce that the bear was probably going through those containers in search for food. Perhaps the containers were storing food items and the bear was simply drawn there by its scent. It might have heard people in the process and then tried to leave. Yes, keep applauding. I know I have decoded the scene, but what do you do when you live in a bear country and need to store food items outside? Well, you use a bear box. If you're wondering what that is, it's a metal container designed to store food and scented items in bear countries with the means of preventing the bears from accessing its contents and reducing the risk of human-bear conflicts. You can imagine what could have happened if the bear decided to go after the humans that disturbed it. It could have been tragic. If you're watching this video and live in a bear country and do not own one, you better pause the video, order yourself one, and then come back to it. I'm watching you. If you own one, just write "own one" in the comments section. If you ordered, just write "ordered one" in the comments section. I will be watching. Watch this footage. Did you catch the deer running past the trail cam? Did you notice anything else? Take another look at the footage. You saw it, didn't you? There was a floating orb just above the deer. It moved with the same speed as the doe and in the same direction, almost as though it was chasing it. While some might dismiss the orb as a camera artifact, our longtime subscribers know that orbs often indicate supernatural activity. The sender of this clip believes it's a ghost. I do see the moving object, but I'm not inclined to make the ghostly association with this particular clip. What about you? Dogman and werewolves are two mythical creatures, both canine and as elusive as the Bigfoot. In this trail cam image, we can see what looks like a canine on its 2 feet walking in the forest. The unique characteristics of the creature have fueled speculation among Facebook users, with contrasting opinions on its identity. Some assert that it resembles a dog, specifically a pit bull, pointing to its bony shoulders and skinny arms as potential canine features. Others, however, veer into the realm of the supernatural, suggesting that this enigmatic being could be a skinwalker, a creature from Native American folklore capable of transforming into various animal forms. And here we are, caught in the middle of this debate. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now before I send that creature after you. On a more serious note, it really helps us out a ton and gives us the opportunity to keep making these videos for you. So please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Nature, with its breathtaking beauty and inherent mysteries, often presents us with awe-inspiring spectacles that challenge our understanding of the world. This fascinating piece of footage captured on a boat in the Durban Sea, South Africa, has added another layer to the mystery of nature. This video showcases a mesmerizing sight where the sea seems to be divided into two distinct sections. The waters, for reasons not immediately apparent, refuse to mix, creating a visual spectacle that has left onlookers in a state of wonder and amazement. As you sail through this mesmerizing spectacle, the question hangs in the air like mist on the sea. What in the world could be the explanation for this? Instead of giving you the answer right away, let's treat this like trivia. Does anyone know the answer? Next, we have another bizarre capture from Lancaster County. Unlike the previous one, however, this is a video and it showcases something that looks more like a mutation than it does a cryptid. Yes, what you are seeing is very real. And yes, that's an actual deer with two noses. A park ranger discovered this unusual footage on a trail cam set up to capture local wildlife. The Trailcam had been successful capturing intriguing videos, and he was anticipating more. What he didn't expect, though, was the confusion upon first sight of this footage. It was mostly because he didn't know what he was looking at. The deer's face appears oddly shaped, with two additional openings. It took him a while, but he soon realized that these weren't openings, they looked like additional noses. The sight was truly bizarre and marked the first time such an occurrence had been captured on video. The ranger was highly convinced he was dealing with a mutated deer, but some experts who reviewed the case believe it could have resulted from injury. What do you think? Speaking of mysterious captures, take a look at this next one. At first glance, this looks like an ordinary image captured of the woods at night. A second look, however, and you'd notice something weird going on the left side of the screen. Do you see it? It appears to be some form of translucent creature moving within the trees. The poor quality of the image makes it hard to zoom in and discern what it is because the more you zoom in, the blurrier the image gets. We're not particularly fond of blurry images because they often invite skepticism unless the circumstances surrounding them make a strong case for their blurriness. So we throw this one at you. What do you think you were seeing? Is this whole image even real or simply a hoax meant to throw us off? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. A trail camera set in the forest at UP, Michigan captured a strange creature that has left quite a debate on Facebook. In the image, we can see a creature, but the creature looks hazy, indicating that the creature was moving when the photo was taken. But the creature itself, oh boy, it's not your everyday forest dweller. Take a look at its bony shoulders and skinny arms. It appears to have glowing eyes as well. Some Facebook users say this is a dog, a pit bull, but others think this could be a skinwalker. Unfortunately, there's not much to work with. It's a blurry snapshot, and the more you squint, the more questions pop up. So the Facebook jury is still out on this one. Dog, mysterious creature, or maybe the elusive skinwalker. Who knows? In Minnesota, a creature has been spotted roaming the woods. The sighting of a mysterious creature in Minnesota has sparked intrigue and speculation as eyewitnesses describe a juvenile creature with similarities to Bigfoot but with distinctive features that set it apart. This being stands at a height of approximately 3 to 4 feet, presenting a unique combination of characteristics that raises questions about its identity and potential classification as a new species. The creature's dark eyes and unusually large mouth differentiated from the typical features associated with Bigfoot sightings. The fur on its head sticks out in various directions like it's had a bad hair day. What do you think this is? Next, we have this beautiful capture that brought tears to my eyes. And yes, that's an exaggeration, but the beauty of the picture isn't. Have a look. That's a beautiful doe moving through the water. Whoever placed this trail cam where it's positioned definitely knew what they were doing. It's not every day you see a beautiful capture. For those who didn't know, deers are impressive swimmers. They got great legs. Wait, did I say great? I meant strong legs with a natural buoyancy that allows them to float. Yeah, despite their skill, their body allows them to stay afloat. If they had webbed feet, we'd definitely call them water animals. Either way, that's a great capture. I have a question though. Do you think the water is splashing in the right direction, or am I simply trying to see things that aren't there? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Now for our next capture, you might want to brace yourself because it doesn't look pretty. Before you ask the question, allow me to answer. Yes, that's a deer, and yes, those are growths or warts around its neck. As disturbing as the image is, that's not uncommon for deer in the wild. These growths are known as fibroma or skin tags, and they result from various factors including genetics, insect bites, parasites, and poor nutrition, among others. Despite their appearance, these growths don't pose a significant threat to the deer, although larger ones might cause discomfort for the animal. That doesn't mean to run and apply ointments if you see a deer with one. What you should do is alert local authorities. Local authorities are best equipped to provide assistance. Until then, all we can do is hope and pray that the deer receives the necessary help. Now here's a slice of weirdness caught on camera. Picture this, a security camera innocently doing its job when out of the blue, a naked man steps into the frame. No, it's not a lost scene from a surreal art film, it's real-life CCTV footage. This dude, as captured by the lens, is standing there, skinny as a rail, and for some reason he's adorned in just as unaware. But here's the kicker. Instead of going about his business or, trying to find some clothes, he's making this bizarre gesture. The internet, already ready for a bit of speculation, went into overdrive. Some folks are leaning toward the possibility that he might be homeless, trying to navigate life's challenges. Others are throwing around the idea that maybe, just maybe, he's caught in the clutches of substance abuse. Looking at it, I'm tempted to believe the latter. What about you? Here's a spooky tale for you. Two friends having a chill night on the beach when things take a mysterious turn. So there they are, just soaking in the tranquility of the night, maybe unwinding from the day's stress, when something caught their attention. It was enough to make them both snap around and, without a second thought, bolt away in sheer terror. What caused this panic? A strange, pale creature emerged from the darkness, quietly making its way toward them. This humanoid figure had long, eerily crooked legs and arms that dangled oddly. Picture something straight out of a horror movie right there on the beach with them. No hesitation, those poor guys hit the panic button and zoomed out of there as their lives depended on it. Watching this clip, I can't blame them. Can you? Have you ever wondered if wild animals ever destroyed trail cams? Well, want to know more because we've got live footage for you. Enjoy. The footage starts off with what looks like an innocent woodpecker curiously examining the trail cam. After a few minutes, it becomes apparent that the woodpecker isn't just examining the trail cam, it seems to either be vandalizing it or making a home out of it. It starts pecking at the camera until the camera simply goes off. The owner of the camera actually found it in bad shape and wondered what could have caused the damage. He got his answer when he reviewed the footage, though. However, this discovery left him with more questions than answers. Why would the woodpecker destroy his equipment? Could the camera have been fixed in a tree where it got its favorite nutrition from? Had it marked the tree to build its new nest? Or did it simply find the camera's presence an annoyance? Could our avian experts help us out on this one? We'll be reading the comments section for answers. For our next one, if you have a fear of spiders or arachnophobia, you might want to skip it. Yes, you're seeing right. Those are the legs of a spider and its underbelly or thorax, if I'm not mistaken. Is the spider giant, though? As much as I'd love to say yes, it's not. It's a normal-sized spider moving on top of the trail cam. We've encountered numerous instances of this, which led me to wonder if trail cams have something that attracts spiders, but it turns out they don't. Trail cam setups can, however, become hot zones for insects, and as we know, spiders love their insects, which is likely why we often see them hanging around trail cams. But what do you think? Do skinwalkers commonly take the forms of dogs? What would you do if you entered your compound and found a dog in your home, especially when no one owns one? You'd freak out, right? That's exactly what happened to the individual in this capture you're seeing. Now, this isn't why we are starting today's episode with this very one. Our reason involves a skinwalker. Would you believe me if I told you that skinwalkers are rumored to take the forms of dogs? In the place where this image was taken, skinwalkers are common according to the natives, and they like to take the form of dogs since everyone owns one or at least feeds a stray. Taking this form is safer for them as no one would suspect a thing. There are times, however, when they want you to know they're skinwalkers, probably to threaten you. The uploader of the footage believes this is one such time, which is why she never entered the apartment until help came. Once help came, they entered the apartment and found nothing. At least that's how the story goes. What do you think? Now, what are we looking at here? A creature with the head of a fish, the upper torso of a human, and a fishtail. Just when we thought we'd seen it all, this hybrid creature emerges, resembling something concocted in a lab. The creature appears lifeless, its hand seemingly affixed to its back. Unfortunately, there isn't much information available on this creature, so we cannot definitely say if it's real or a fabrication. However, one thing is for sure, the prospect of sharing the same planet with a creature like this is something most would find unsettling. Still on strange and unidentifiable creatures, this next Trailcam capture will surely shock you. We travel back in time to the year 2008 in Montauk, Long Island, New York. Have a look. There's no way that creature is normal. It appears to have a beak like a bird does and a furless body with the features of that of a dog, and its size also matching that of a dog's. The uploaders stated they found this at the beach, and everyone who saw this in 2008 believed it was real. Looking at it in 2023, well, not so much. Even the flawed yet impressive AI tools of this year can generate more photorealistic images than this. I'm starting to believe the uploaders did this for clout, and boy, did they get some. Their post went everywhere, including newspapers. Did you hear about it then? What did you think about it when you heard it? Tell us in the comments section. We've had cryptids that look like apes, and then some that look like goats, and even dogs. But have you heard of any that look like rabbits? Whatever your answer was, you might want to see this. Yup, that's an actual humanoid with a rabbit head. Yes, an actual humanoid-looking rabbit. We haven't encountered anything like this in all the years of exploring the paranormal. Some members of the team say it looks more like a wolf or fox, and as much as I can see where they're coming from, I stubbornly stick to the rabbit looks. Despite our different stances on what this might be, we all wanted this to be legit. But the more we looked at the picture, the more disappointed we became. In the end, we had to come to terms with the reality. It's a photo of a man in a costume and nothing more. We've no idea if the individual was trying to trick the owner of the Trailcam into believing it was paranormal or if it was accidentally captured by the Trailcam. But assuming this was your trail camera and assuming this was real, how would you have reacted? Tell us in the comments section. In western Massachusetts, a hunter recently had an intriguing encounter that left him questioning whether he had stumbled upon a legendary creature or a simple tree branch. The creature was standing among some broken tree branches, so he was not sure if what he saw was a Bigfoot or a tree branch. It was brown, and he was about 7 feet or more, making it look like one of the branches. Faced with the potential danger of encountering an elusive and powerful creature like Bigfoot with only a bow for protection, the hunter opted for a cautious approach. Instead of confronting the unknown, he wisely decided to capture the moment through a photograph. This decision not only ensured his safety, but also provided an opportunity to scrutinize the image later for a more informed analysis. What do you think? Is that a Bigfoot or a tree branch? What do we have here? Someone videoed this strange moment during a rainstorm. The rain was pouring heavily on one side of the road, while the side the person was recording was untouched. But when you look at the skies, both have rainy clouds on them. So what do you think is happening here? It's like Mother Nature's playing a game of rain dodgeball, and this person just happened to catch the action in full swing. One side drenched, the other side not a drop in sight. It's a meteorological mystery. Next is another image we're trying so hard to wrap our heads around. You know what? Just take a look for yourselves. Yeah, that was apparently captured on a Trailcam set up in the woods. The owner of the Trailcam initially thought his friends were pranking him, but after checking with everyone, he realized they knew nothing about it. So then, what is this thing? We can't say for certain. It seems to have a human body with a head resembling some pig-like creature. Imagining such a creature brings to mind Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but this is happening in real life. Critically looking at the image once more, a part of me wants to believe that this is nothing more than a man in a mask. I know I sound like the paranormal critic today, but, well, look at it. What other explanation could there be for this? We all know that Russians are built differently, but what about their animals? Turns out they're built differently too. Watch this next one. And yes, that's a bear trying to climb a ladder. You don't need to be a genius to know that a bear is trying to climb that ladder to get to the man filming. From the footage, we can see the bear climbing up toward the man who keeps talking or vocalizing, and eventually the bear climbs back down. He's in the clear then, right? Well, no. The bear decides that if it can't climb up to the man, it would bring the man down to it. It starts pulling on the base of the ladder, most likely with hopes of pulling the man down to him. We see it attempt to pull the ladder several times, but unfortunately the video ends before we can witness the outcome. Given the fact that the video was uploaded online, I'd like to believe that the man made it out. What about you? While at the beach, this person noticed something unusual about the wave pattern on the sea. Instead of the horizontal, he saw square waves on the sea, which is quite unusual. This is uncommon and occurs when two ocean swells collide at right angles, creating powerful rip currents and unpredictable waves. The collision can result in strong riptides, making it dangerous for anyone around at the time. So here's the deal. If you ever spot square waves, it's not the time to channel your inner daredevil. These cross-sea collisions can create riptides that are not to be messed with. It's nature's way of saying, hey, maybe find a safer spot to enjoy the view. While driving by the woods, this person comes across a creature walking among the trees in the woods. A mysterious creature strolled among the trees. And get this, it's not your everyday woodland critter. Nope, it's walking on two legs like a full-on bipedal situation. Now the trees are doing a little dance, playing peekaboo with our creature friend, but there's no mistaking it. We might just be witnessing a real-life Bigfoot here, folks. I mean, unless someone's decided to throw on a furry costume and take a leisurely stroll in the woods for reasons that escape us. But come on, with all these howls and growls in the background, we're leaning toward the Bigfoot theory. What do you think? Still on animals detecting things you wouldn't expect them to, we have this interesting trail cam footage. Watch. In the footage, we see two deer grazing. One of the two, however, is jittery and keeps looking around as though it were expecting a predator or felt something that was not right. I was tempted to think it might be normal behavior. That was, at least until I noticed the translucent thing that moved across the screen right when it turned. What was that strange thing? Is it a paranormal entity? Did that deer just notice a paranormal being? Does that mean animals are capable of detecting beings beyond our plane? Or is this video cleverly edited to make it look that way? So many questions, yet no answers. Tell us, what do you think? We'd really love to know. Still on canine creatures, we move to southern Texas for our next clip. Have a look. The creature you see on your screen was captured by a couple while they were out exploring the woods. While we're unsure of how they managed to catch it, one thing is certain. When they captured the creature, they found it far from normal looking. They compared it to all the local species of small animals in the neighborhood, but the creature was just too different from all of them. Even the local dogs in the area. Being believers in the paranormal, they started to believe that they may have actually caught the legendary chupacabra. As we watch the footage, it's easy to see why they might have thought that. The creature looks like a mangy dog, and many descriptions of the chupacabra mention a hairless canine creature that drinks blood and fluids from its animal victims. While the animal fits the bill, it does seem a bit small for that description. Beyond that, it doesn't look like that thing consumes blood, as it was being fed powdery feed, which I'm pretty sure it consumed. But if it's not a chupacabra, what then is it? Or am I the one being too bad a skeptic? Share your thoughts in the comment section. This picture was taken by a backpacker, and let me provide you with a little backstory on what you are seeing here. A girl and her friend had gone backpacking on a trail in the mountains. As night fell, they grew tired and decided to camp on the side of the trail. After setting up their tents, they went to sleep. However, in the early morning around 5 a.m., the girls were abruptly awakened by footsteps signaling the presence of an intruder. One of the girls felt the footsteps stop right in front of their tent, prompting her to unzip and confront the intruder. To their surprise, it was a man who appeared disorientated. When asked about his intentions, he mumbled that he was looking for his friends. The girl sternly told him off and retreated into her tent, hoping the strange man would leave. When the girls woke up the next morning, they saw the man sleeping on the ground beside their tent, having spent the night in the open. The girl then captured a picture of him. The man woke up, took his backpack, and left. Weird, don't you think? Could it have been a homeless man? Is someone trying to hurt them, or a spirit of the forest? In our ever-evolving world, new and undiscovered creatures continue to emerge, awaiting exploration and recognition. Such is the case of this next footage. An Australian man was jogging in the morning when he came across a strange creature on the ground. The creature had a huge head and a long tail with small black eyes. Its skin was semi-transparent. It looked undeveloped and looked like an undeveloped sea creature washed onto the land. However, when scientists came across the footage, they were unable to identify the creature. I almost thought it was a squid, but I was sharply reprimanded. So I turned to you guys. What do you think we're dealing with here? A man who had set up his trail cam overnight to capture wildlife went to review the footage his cam had captured and was greeted with a capture that had humans instead of animals. Take a look. The footage starts off with two men walking into the woods, after which they are joined by a third. These men look like they mean business given how they're moving with purpose and seriousness. The flash lamps they carry in their hands give off the vibe that they may be searching for something, but what exactly? This is where it gets interesting. We don't have to wait too long for our answer because within a few minutes they return from the woods dragging along a younger male. The first question that came to mind was, are they kidnapping him? I mean, you can never be too sure of late, right? The truth, however, turns out to be less sinister than that. The young man we see in the footage got drunk and went into the woods where he got lost. These men simply went out to look for him, and fortunately, they found him. They basically saved his life, and it was captured on tape. Interesting, right? For this next one, well, I don't even have words for it. Perhaps I should just show you. This thing looks like a man-sized bug with the features of so many other creatures. I mean, I can see some bird-like features, some pointy ears, limbs that look like tentacles, among other features that look borrowed from other animals. According to the one whose trail camera apparently took the picture, it's a mystical creature that's haunted that side of the woods where his trail camera was planted. As much as I love the paranormal as the next guy, this has false written all over it. I mean, how? The image is likely AI generated and edited to catch us off guard, but I'm not buying it. It looks like the least real thing we've had on this channel. But what do you think, though? Do you believe that this is very real, or am I just too blinded by logic to see it? Tell me in the comments section, as I'd really love to know. Now, this is one for the books. In the mystical realm of the internet, back in 2017, a Facebook user named Kelly embarked on a stroll through the woods, casually filming herself. Little did she know, her video would unveil something extraordinary: two tiny, dark figures making their way through the same woods. The online world exploded with speculation as netizens let their imaginations run wild. Some threw out the possibility of these creatures being little people, while others concocted a myriad of theories to explain the mysterious figures. Looking at it, I don't believe they're little people, but then again, it's the kind of stuff that fuels late-night conversations and stirs the pot of paranormal enthusiasts. So I throw it to you. What do you think this is? During a heavy flood in Peru, a reporter was climbing stairs while filming when his camera captured something intriguing. It appears that the reporter may not have even noticed that she'd caught something on camera as she continued talking while the camera briefly focused on the mysterious figure. The creature in question appears humanoid with dark skin, crawling on the stairs and following the woman. According to the residents of the area, they believe this creature resides in the waters and has been washed up on land during the flood. While many are excited about the prospects of this being nothing but a paranormal being, some were quick to point out that it might simply be a man who was on the verge of succumbing to hypothermia. Take a close look at the footage. Which do you think it is? Now, that's what I call dedication to the extraterrestrial aesthetic. This man's lying down perfectly still, as a tattoo artist works their magic, creating a masterpiece right on his skin. It's not just any tattoo. Oh no, this is a full-body extravaganza featuring none other than an alien creature set against the backdrop of a vibrant, swirling galaxy. Talk about out of this world. You can't help but be struck by the sheer artistry and creativity on display. The intricate details of the alien's otherworldly features, the mesmerizing swirls of colors that make up the galaxy, it's a sight to behold, to say the least. Would any of you get this done? Look at these magnificent creatures. I know what some of you are thinking. This must be AI. Well, it's not. It turns out these birds are pretty much very, very real. They're called the Andean condor. They are a massive bird species that can have a wingspan of up to 10 feet, 3 meters or more, making them one of the largest flying birds in the world. They have black feathers that cover most of their bodies, but their wings boast white markings that make for a striking visual contrast. They have distinctive white ruffs of feathers around the necks, which are particularly noticeable when they're in flight. On their bald heads, they have colorful fleshy wattles that add to their regal appearance. Sadly, despite being awe-inspiring sights, the Andean condor is a vulnerable species that are facing numerous threats. Due to habitat loss, poaching, and poisoning, their numbers are rapidly declining. Sad, huh? Ever had one of those moments where you knew that your life was on the line? Well, here we have footage recorded from the GoPro camera on a biker's helmet. While riding on a path in the woods, he was spotted by a grizzly bear. I'm guessing the bear was curious about the biker, or it was really hungry because it gave the biker a hot chase, not even backing down for a second. Don't underestimate bears because of their size. They are very good runners. The bear chased the biker, still not giving up. Unfortunately, the biker came to a path that was blocked by a tree branch, and judging by the speed of the bear, it could catch up to him. So he got off the bike and ran as fast as he could. We don't know what happened after that, but it seems the biker got out of there safely. Here we have another footage of dinosaurs that was taken on a farmland. In the footage, we can see a little girl running around with what looks like tiny dinosaurs. The footage, when inspected, has no signs of editing or CGI, meaning that it's legit. I don't know how to feel about the dinosaurs living among us. We all know what happened in Jurassic World. Though it was a movie, how things played out will not be any different if dinosaurs are indeed amongst us. Do we even have the technology to protect ourselves from them? So here we are, caught between awe and a healthy dose of caution. What's your take on this mini dino spectacle? Are we witnessing the dawn of a dino era, or is this just a quirky moment in the annals of farmland adventures? Alright, let's dial down the drama a notch. Imagine you're scrolling through some footage and stumble upon a group of people in uniforms gathered around this large metallic sphere that's appeared out of nowhere on the beach. It's definitely an unusual sight, no denying that. The sphere itself is pretty straightforward. It's big, metallic, and has an almost otherworldly sheen to it. But beyond its appearance, there's not much else to go on. No clear explanation of how it got there or what it's doing on the beach. Now, some folks are tossing around the idea that it could be of alien origin, but let's not jump to conclusions just yet. It's just as likely that it's some kind of man-made structure or even a piece of equipment that's been washed ashore. But hey, who knows? Maybe there's more. What would you do if you were out exploring the woods and came across a creature such as this? Yes, I did say creature, and anyone who has watched Lord of the Rings would understand the reference. This creature was reportedly captured roaming a Chinese valley. The creature was found crouched, but only for a short while, as it did its best to get away from those filming it. We're not exactly sure if it knew it was being filmed. One thing that we however know for sure is that it didn't like it one bit. So what is it? Well, no one is really sure. The Chinese thought it was a Jiangxi when they saw it, but the appearance and movement didn't match what they knew about the Jiangxi. For those unfamiliar with the term, also known as the hopping vampire or hopping zombie, is a reanimated corpse from Chinese folklore known for its stiff, hopping movements and its thirst for the life force of the living. This didn't look stiff, and it was too shy to be one. One creature, however, fits this description: Gollum. Anyone who has watched The Lord of the Rings or read the books is familiar with the character that was cursed into its grotesque appearance with its emaciated form, pale skin, luminous eyes, and jagged teeth. Up until this time, we've always thought it to be fictional, so what could be going on here? Ever experienced a real-life Matrix glitch? Well, here's a bizarre one for you. A man walks into his kitchen only to find a drop of water suspended in mid-air beneath the faucet. Now, before you dismiss it as clever editing, hold on. The man decides to put the glitch to the test. He swipes his finger through the suspended water, and lo and behold, it falls on his finger like a perfectly ordinary drop. These surreal situations fuel the belief in a cosmic simulation. Are we merely players in a grand virtual reality, or is this just a cosmic hiccup on this reality-defying phenomenon? While checking out an abandoned building, an adventurer was interrupted by a strange creature that creeped out of the open window. There, crawling into the building, is a pale humanoid creature with huge dark eyes. Its body was slender, and its hands had claws. Our adventurer, being the sensible human they are, doesn't stick around for a meet and greet. Nope, they hightail it out of there faster than you can say, "Spooky surprise." Can't blame them, really. Now let's dive into this creature. It's like a weird mix of mysterious and maybe a touch of creepy. It's like the long-lost cousin of the rake. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos like this for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. This heartwarming incident captured on camera shows that animals can display compassion towards each other. It's all started when a poor cat fell into a body of water and was struggling to keep its head above. Fortunately, a dog noticed the cat's plight and quickly jumped into the water without any hesitation. The dog then swam toward the cat and allowed it to clamber onto its back. The cat, now standing on the dog's back, was able to climb out of the water safely. The dog's selfless act of kindness towards the helpless cat shows that animals can be incredibly compassionate towards each other. While many found this heartwarming, a number of them were upset and wondered why the person filming did nothing. I can't fault them for thinking so, but it doesn't take away the fact that this was rather heartwarming anyway. In recent times, there have been numerous reports of creatures that have been found and suspected of being alien or extraterrestrial origin. While some humans dream of meeting aliens, one guy's out there actually transforming himself to look like aliens, and one such individual is currently undergoing a project to transform himself into an alien. He's aptly named his endeavor the Black Alien Project and has undergone multiple surgeries to modify his body to resemble that of an extraterrestrial being. As part of his transformation, the man has tattooed nearly 90% of his body with black ink and has also altered his lips to give them an inhuman appearance. His upper lip, in particular, bears a striking resemblance to that of an alien. Looking at the progress he's made so far, it can be said that his project is looking quite promising. So while he may not hail from the stars above, he's certainly making waves down here on Earth with his unique project. What are your thoughts on his transformation? Picture this. You're settling into your car, keys in hand, ready to kick off your day. Suddenly, your attention is drawn to a peculiar sight squirming its way out of an air conditioning vent. Now stop imagining. Take a look. A quick-witted car owner caught this bizarre moment on camera. A creature with claws and a curious pinkish appendage emerging through the vents. Say hello to the star-nosed mole, aka the mysterious and freakish-looking visitor. Its distinctive features can offset even the most ironclad of stomachs. If its visit to the man's car serves any purpose, it's a reminder that even in the mundane spaces of our daily lives, nature can surprise us with its unique and unexpected inhabitants. Who knew your car's AC system could become an entrance for the denizens of the underground world? A Trailcam owner in Washington uploaded his footage when he saw what he had captured. In this footage, we can see a dense forest in the midst of the night, but a few moments later, something walks by among the trees. It was a huge being taking strong strides on its two legs. The creature is covered in dark fur, so it blends perfectly with the night. However, you can make out its outline, which resembles a Bigfoot. Is it really one, or is something else entirely? We'll update you as soon as we can confirm. A peculiar craft was recently spotted in the sky, hovering among the clouds. The object is disc-shaped and has several rotating circles around its perimeter. As it moves across the sky, the circles keep rotating at a steady pace, giving the impression of a machine in motion. Witnesses describe the object as completely silent and moving with great agility, unlike any aircraft they've ever seen. Some have speculated that it might be a new kind of unidentified flying object, while others believe it could be a secretive military aircraft. The take of my team is that this has to be a hoax. I don't agree with them, though. Until we can prove beyond reasonable doubt that it's false, I don't think we should call it that. What do you think? As we all know, gravity is one of the fundamental forces of nature that plays a crucial role in our daily lives on Earth. It's the force that holds everything together and keeps us grounded. However, I recently stumbled upon some intriguing footage that has left me feeling confused. In the clip, a hand is seen grabbing a strange piece of stick that's shaped like a spiral. The stick is then placed under running water, and to everyone's surprise, it begins to spin as it moved upward while still under the running water. While I'm no science whiz, I doubt this follows the law of physics. Unfortunately, our resident scientist is out of the studio investigating a phenomena we intended to show in our next clip, so he can't be of help. Can any of you help? Is this some kind of optical illusion or trick of the camera? Or is there really a scientific explanation for the phenomenon? Please share your thoughts. You know that uneasy feeling of someone watching you when you're walking in the dark, but you turn and nothing is there? How would you feel if you turned and saw something? Imagine how petrified you would be. Well, in this footage, this man didn't have to imagine it because he had experienced it, at least in part. He'd gone for a walk one night with his dog to take a breather when he felt eyes upon him. Turning around, he found a pair of glowing eyes staring straight at him past the dog that was just behind him. The creature was concealed in the darkness, but judging by the size of the eyes, it must have been something quite substantial. That leaves us and anyone else who has seen the footage wondering, what exactly could that be? Now, we know that by seeing this footage, you're already confused and wondering what that is. Would you believe me if I told you that the uploader of the footage believes it's human? According to the uploader, this is a 30-centimeter human being that was discovered in the city of Ilam, Kurdistan in Iran. Now, the original post was in Arabic, and we tried our best to get translations of it, yet there was not much we could gather other than the fact that we were looking at a 30-centimeter human being. While information and news about occurrences happening inside Iran is scarce, I doubt a discovery like this could be kept under wraps if it was true. But then again, those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Please share in the comment section. No, this is no alien. This is actually a species of bird on our planet. If you're expecting me to tell you which, I won't be doing that because it's our bonus clip of the day. This is your opportunity to show us how much you know about the Earth as we search for signs of life out there. Tell us what bird this is and give us one fact about it. The best answer gets a feature and shout out in our next episode. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Start your answer with the word bonus so we can easily identify it. All the best. This next one was sent in by a subscriber of this channel. Just a quick reminder that you too can send in your clip. According to him, he captured it on a trail cam he'd set in the woods near his house. It was meant to capture wildlife, but instead it captured a life that, although wild, didn't fit your typical description of wildlife. There on the screen is a girl moving across the forest floor with the fluidity and grace that's almost otherworldly. But here's the thing, she's not just strolling along like your average hiker. No. She's running on all fours, her movements so animalistic that at first glance you might mistake it for just another woodland creature. But hold on, it gets even stranger. The girl, dressed in human clothes but sporting an animal mask and a tail, effortlessly leaps into the air as if defying gravity itself. It's a scene that's as mesmerizing as it is baffling. Could it be a person with inhuman abilities, or is this some type of prank stunt being pulled on the Trailcam owner? Here we have another footage of a dinosaur that was captured in the sky. The flying creature looks nothing like a bird. Just look at its webbed wings and long beak. And just the sheer size of it alone from that distance is enough proof that this is no ordinary bird. I'm not gonna lie, the thought of seeing creatures we see only in movies is very exciting, just like meeting your favorite actor or actress in real life. But this is not the kind of celebrity we would be pleased to take a photo with or shake hands with. And that leads us to the big question. Are we ready for this? The thought of encountering movie-worthy creatures in the flesh is exhilarating, but when those creatures are more interested in a meal than a fan club, things get a bit dicey. The ocean, when afar, is very beautiful until you find yourself surrounded by it. While on a voyage, a ship came face to face with a huge monster of a wave that left the crew in the ship screaming in fear for their lives. The ocean is unpredictable and on bad days can lift waves as high as mountains to swallow up ships and boats no matter how big they are. The unpredictable nature of the sea, influenced by weather patterns, currents, and other dynamic factors, informs sailors to approach the maritime environment with a profound sense of respect and caution. Cloning has always been a fascinating yet controversial topic. It's a subject many avoid for obvious reasons. This next clip might change their opinion, though. You see it too, right? A factory producing silicon human heads, torsos, limbs, and other body parts. Isn't it amazing how detailed and realistic they look? The movement of the robotic upper torso gives me the heebie-jeebies with its lifelike movements and gestures. While I see what these could be used for, I can't help but wonder if it's safe to even have them. I mean, anyone could be impersonated using these cloned body parts. One second thought, how do we know that's not already happening? After all, we've got some world leaders acting weird and not like themselves every now and then. If these things are truly being used to impersonate others, then perhaps we need to be extra careful. What do you think, though? Do you think that that's a possibility, or am I just being a conspiracy theorist? Please share your thoughts. Someone shared this footage. It was a video of a disc-like craft being chased by a jet. Unfortunately, the exact location where the incident was captured remains unknown. The jet seems to be in hot pursuit of the UFO, which has led some commenters to speculate that the UFO is a government-made and that the jet is accompanying the craft. This would explain why the jet is so close to the UFO. However, others believe that the footage is entirely fake and that it's been doctored to make it appear as if the UFO is being chased by a jet. It's worth noting that there have been numerous instances in the past where people have claimed to have captured footage of UFOs, but these have later been debunked as hoaxes or natural phenomenon. Members of my team think that might be the case here, but then again, nothing's false until it can be proven so, right? Anyway, what are your thoughts? Check this out, another potential glitch in the Matrix. This girl's hair was stuck mid-air close to a wall with nothing holding onto it. After a while, she pulls her hair and it goes back to normal. For this, it could be a glitch in the matrix. It could also be that a strand of her hair was clinging to the wall, but the strand is so tiny it looks invisible. Now that I say that out loud, it doesn't sound possible or smart. It definitely has to be CGI. This could offer a rational explanation, creating the illusion of an otherworldly event. However, in a world where unusual phenomena challenges our understanding of the ordinary, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we're witnessing a glitch in the Matrix. What do you think? Is it CGI, tiny hairs, or a sign that things in our world are a bit wackier than we think? Turtles are very reserved creatures. When I see them, I feel like they're missing out on life because of how slow they are. But this footage I came across put my mind in a new perspective. There, a unique footage taken of a sea turtle jumping out of the sea and going back in. I thought these guys were slow. Just look at how it pulls a few acrobatic skills before diving back into the water. That was amazing. I bet a dolphin could never pull that. So next time you see a turtle moseying along, just remember, beneath that seemingly laid-back exterior might be a sea ninja turtle. A group of cave explorers came across this eerie scene in a cave. In the middle of the cave, there's a pile of human skeletons stacked like pillars. The old bones tell a sad story of something bad that happened long ago, but that's not all. As the explorers keep going, they find another room full of bones, skulls, leg bones, ribs, all mixed together like a scary puzzle of death. What happened in this lonely place to leave behind such a scary scene? Was it once a graveyard where people buried their loved ones, or maybe something worse hides in the darkness, waiting for someone brave enough to find out? Next, we've got a rather unusual discovery. Take a look. Someone posted this clip on the internet showcasing a crash site that was being closely guarded by men in uniforms. A second look, and you'd realize that the object they seem to be guarding is in no way terrestrial. In other words, it doesn't look like it belongs on our planet. But how is this possible? Did the government run into a UFO and decide to transport it? Then again, if it's the government, it would be done in secrecy, so no one sees it. Unless, of course, they want us to know there are aliens and they've got things belonging to these aliens. Personally, I don't think that's the case. If it was, it would be on every major news outlet. It was at this point in my confusion that a team member mentioned the possibility of it being a movie set. Why didn't I think of that? After all, Hollywood is known for creating elaborate sets and props that simulate otherworldly scenarios, and it's not unusual for such productions to have security personnel controlling access to these sets. The presence of uniformed guards could imply that it's a high-budget production that requires extra security measures. That's what we're thinking, but let us know what your thoughts are. Imagine the delightful world of rabbits, those adorable creatures with their fluffy fur and unmistakably large ears. They're a bundle of cuteness that has found a special place in the hearts of many. However, what do you do when a rabbit is as big as a dog? I present to you the Flemish giants. They are a type of rabbits that are bred for their meat. However, some individuals have chosen to keep these colossal bunnies as pets, and the decision is not without reason. And just like the small ones, these huge bunnies are just as cute. So picture this. I'm chilling at the park, just soaking in the vibes, right? Then out of the blue, I see something weird happening across the street. I grab my phone and start recording, and you won't believe what I caught. That's the story of the man who recorded the footage you're seeing. If you pay attention, you'll see that there's this ghostly figure decked out in a robe casually strolling down the street like it's the most normal thing in the world. The eerie part? It's like it's taking the most cautious steps ever, making the whole thing even spookier. I'm telling you, the vibe went from chill park day to a full-on ghost hunt. The figure, draped in that mysterious robe, turned the street into something straight out of a supernatural flick. And yeah, those deliberate slow steps tell me you've seen something creepier. Now I'm left here wondering, what's the deal with this ghostly character? Is it on some ancient quest, or did it just take a wrong turn in the afterlife? It's a wild mystery that's got my brain buzzing. This looks like some sort of apocalypse. In the footage is the moon looming ominously closer to Earth. Now, before you start stocking up on canned goods and building your underground bunker, it's important to exercise a healthy dose of skepticism. I don't know about you, but it all seems a bit too, fake. It seems more like a movie than real life, and the quality of the video is kinda questionable too. While it will be disappointing if this is edited, it wouldn't be so surprising after all. The internet is chock full of doctored footage and elaborate hoaxes designed to dupe unsuspecting viewers. The last thing I want, is to mislead you guys. But then again, maybe I'm being too much of a skeptic. What do you guys think? Now, this lady is holding a small rock in her hand. The rock has this intricate design on it. According to the story, she said she saw the rock fall from the sky and that it even felt hot to the touch. Some think it's a piece of a meteorite formed in space and hurled toward Earth through the atmosphere. If that were true, it would make this rock an incredibly rare and fascinating object, as it would contain clues about the early formation of our solar system and the wider universe. Others, however, speculate that the rock may be something more extraordinary. They suggest that it could be a fragment of a celestial object originating from a distant planet or even another galaxy. If this is the case, the rock could hold secrets about the origins of life elsewhere in the universe and provide crucial evidence for scientists seeking to understand the mysteries of deep space. While I pondered what the possibilities could be, I noticed something about the woman's fingers, and surely enough, other members of my team did too. We checked the comments section, and someone had too. Can you see it? No? Editor, let's bring up the comment right now. You see it now, don't you? Her fingernails have dark dirt in them that looks to be similar color as the rock. It's made everyone who noticed it think she created the rock herself and passed it off as being extraterrestrial. What do you think? A woman is chilling at home with her dog, thinking everything is normal when suddenly she hears some strange noises coming from one of the rooms. Now, being the brave soul she is, she decides to investigate. Little did she know her whole reality was about to somersault. As she cautiously makes her way to the source of the noise, she's probably expecting a raccoon or maybe a mischievous cat. But oh no, it's way weirder than that. She finds her dog not on all fours like usual, but standing upright on 2 feet. And that's not even the jaw-dropping part. The 2-legged dog has figured out how to operate doors. Yeah, you heard that right. It opens the door like it's just another Tuesday afternoon, and when it spots the human, it swiftly shuts the door as if to say, "Nothing to see here, move along." Now the woman is left there screaming at the closed door, her jaw probably somewhere near the floor and wondering, was that my dog?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
She's convinced it's a skinwalker. I mean, come on, how does a regular dog master doorknob turning and door shutting? It's like your everyday pet crossed into the Twilight Zone. Unless you can prove that your dog does similar, I may have to go with her hypothesis. On that note, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now before I send that creature after you. On a more serious note, it really helps out a ton and gives us the opportunity to keep making these videos for you, so please do so and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you very much. This next footage features a quiet night in the Swiss woodlands and a lone man braving the darkness. Suddenly, eerie screams pierce the tranquil air, resembling the haunting cries of children. The unsettling sounds send shivers down his spine, and a wave of fear washes over him. Faced with this chilling scenario, the man, too terrified to investigate further, retreats to the safety of his home. Now here's the question. What would you have done in such a spine-tingling situation? Would you have summoned the courage to venture deeper into the mysterious forest, or would the instinct for self-preservation have guided you back to the comforting glow of your home? Above all, what do you think he stumbled into? Child abduction, or did he encounter spirits or malevolent beings like skinwalkers who were just trying to take advantage? Share your thoughts with me in the comments section. Before you watch the next clip, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment if you haven't already? It goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to the day's episode. There is a widely accepted belief among various cultures in the scientific community that civilizations existed before our time. Over the years, evidence of such past civilizations have been found in the form of various artifacts.
This one really isn't my story, but we'll talk about it briefly. Anybody in here know what that is? Okay, so we got at least one person in here that knows what it is. Let me show you another picture, close-up of it.
Recently, a cave explorer made a fascinating discovery in a private cave located in Manti, Utah. The explorer came across two rocks in the cave, one of which was glowing. The other rock, which was found to be an unusual stone, resembled an ostrich egg but was made of rock. The explorer didn't touch the glowing rock but took flakes from the strange stone for testing. Upon testing, several things were found in the stone, including human blood that dates back as far as 3000 BC. This enigmatic artifact raises many questions. Could it be a relic of a bygone era lost to the annals of time? You tell me.
I can't tell you those kind of things on any of this stuff. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know who owns it. I know who had access to it when I saw it, but I can't even give you that information. That's not for me to give.
Intrigued by this discovery, I went digging around and discovered even more news on golem-looking creatures. This sighting was also captured in the valleys of Beijing. Unlike the first one, this one had huge ears and moved rather quickly. On second thought, I think the first one is also capable of moving quickly. The difference is in the shyness, at least those are my thoughts. This was allegedly captured by a tourist who was exploring the valleys of Huairu, located north of Chinese capital. According to the tourist, he was taking a short break when he noticed the creature suddenly appear. The sighting has caused quite a stir among locals in the tourist community. Personally, it's stirring up thoughts within me as well. Why are there golem-like creatures appearing in China? Is there something in China we're not aware of? Is the golem-like creature to the Chinese what Bigfoot is to the Americans? So many questions. Either way, what do you think about sightings? We've heard a lot about Bigfoot and seen a number of bits of footage of them, and even some suspected vocalizations from them. However, this video makes me question a lot of things.
Are you Daryl from Progressive?
This man came across what he believed to be a Bigfoot in the woods. He started filming the creature, and the creature moved behind the trees. He proceeded to ask it a question, and the creature made a squeaky sound in response to what he said.
Are you Daryl from Progressive?
This sounds nothing like the Bigfoot vocalizations we hear, and if this is true, does it mean the elusive creature can't communicate? Ever heard of the conspiracies behind the fake sun and moon? Initially, I didn't really pay much attention until this footage came along. A woman was in a park during nightfall when she noticed this. Two suns setting. One sun takes on a vibrant orange hue while the other radiates a bright yellow light. This unexpected and perplexing sight has sparked curiosity and raised questions about what might be happening in the sky. The presence of two suns is not known in our part of the world. Our solar system has only one sun, so this is already a problem. We don't know what's going on or how this is possible. If you think that was weird, take a look at this creature someone found washed ashore on a beach. It looks wet and it's hard to tell if it's hairy. It had these strange-looking lines that looked like they were opening on its body with hair sticking out of it. Now here's where it gets spooky. You watch kind of fascinated and freaked out as the whole creature seems to be moving, not just from the waves, but like it's alive and breathing right there on the beach. So what is this thing? Is it a new sea creature nobody's seen before, washed up on the shore by chance? Or maybe it's something even crazier, like an alien from a sci-fi movie? Share your thoughts. Everyone loves their aerial drone clips, but sometimes if you are very attentive, you'll see what others have missed. The next clip is no exception. This was supposed to be ordinary footage of a mountain, but someone slowed the clip and noticed something rather odd. A glitch appeared for a moment and then disappeared, leaving behind an oddly shaped craft that lasted for only a second. Could this enigmatic glitch be evidence of a UFO with a cloaking device momentarily revealing itself before retreating into the shadows? I'd like to think that's a tantalizing possibility given the long history of sightings and encounters with unidentified flying objects. Either that or someone's playing the editing game with us and passing it off as the real thing. Without more information, it's tough to say for certain. Perhaps it's merely a trick of the light or a glitch in the footage itself, rather than a visitation from beings beyond our understanding. What's your take? Let us know in the comments section. The dinosaurs already back from extinction. A man came across a building that was shaking vigorously. As he zoomed in on what was happening, he noticed something quite disturbing. From the roof of the building emerged the strange head of a creature that did not resemble anything like the regular animals that we know. The creature was very tall because it was towering over the houses, and it seemed hidden behind a tree. However, you could still see its head. It was oddly shaped like one of those dinosaurs we see in the movies. The man is very convinced that it is indeed a dinosaur. Well, we don't have much info on the footage, but if it is as he says, then humans have got a lot coming for them. Personally, though, I doubt that's a T-Rex. It would have been much bigger. But who knows? Imagine going for a walk at night when you come across this creature. A wolf-like creature walking on 2 feet. This is what is known as the Dogman. The stories surrounding the Dogman are like whispers in the night, tales of encounters that send shivers down the spine. Some say it's a guardian of the woods, while others paint it as a creature of the unknown, a spectral presence that chooses the night for its walks. This image leaves a lot to debate about. Could this be another of the many Dogman sightings, or is this just an edited picture? You might want to brace yourself for this next one because not everyone can stomach it. If you can't handle lots of insects, move ahead by a few seconds so you can miss this clip completely. Now, I don't know what this is. There are people all gathered around a peculiar sight, a pile of food laid out before a statue, while insects buzz about in a chaotic frenzy. Now, at first glance, it might seem like a scene from a surreal dream or perhaps a feverish nightmare, but as you watch, you notice something curious. The people in the room don't seem the least bit bothered by the buzzing insects or the seemingly odd display before them. So what in the world is going on here? Some might be quick to jump to conclusions, speculating that this is some form of worship or ritual, with the food being offered as a sacred offering to the statue. After all, stranger things have happened in the name of faith, right? But then again, it's also possible that there's a more practical explanation at play here. Perhaps these folks are simply unfazed by the presence of insects, either due to familiarity or some other reason. Or maybe there's a cultural aspect to this scene that we're not privy to, where the coexistence of humans, insects, and offerings is perfectly normal. Do mermaids really exist? Millions before us have debated and tried to find an answer to this question. Even Christopher Columbus was not exempted as he documented encounters with what is believed to be mermaids. Recently, someone recorded this footage of what appears to be a mermaid in the sea. Although the creature was far away, its features are still clearly visible. It had the lower body of a fish and the upper body of a human. While this may have been exciting some years ago, given the current state of AI and deep fakes, we have to ask, do you think this is real? Share your thoughts in the comments section. The idea of extraterrestrial life visiting Earth has been a topic of fascination and debate for years. Now, in this intriguing footage, we have a piece of that mysterious puzzle. Picture this: a little girl innocently descending a staircase, all while being filmed by an unknown person. As she steps outside into the silent night, something catches the camera's attention: a strange creature lurking behind a tree. This being possessed pale skin and large dark eyes, resembling the classic description of an alien. Now, the big question arises: could this be a genuine encounter with extraterrestrial entities, or is it perhaps a well-executed prank? Next, we have another cave expedition with a mysterious twist. Let's dive into the intrigue. Venturing into the depths of a cave can lead to unexpected encounters, and this footage shared by a group of explorers proves just that. In the shadows of the cavern, a peculiar being emerges, a figure draped in dark robes with a ghostly pale face. The tension in the air is palpable as the men in the footage react with a mix of fear and fascination, their whispers and shushing underscoring the eerie ambience. Now, one can't help but wonder, is this yet another encounter with a jinn? What's your take on this encounter? Could it be a guardian spirit, a trick of shadows, or something beyond the realms of our understanding? Share your thoughts. Do you believe demons exist? No? Then how do you explain this? The screams you hear are from the devices of an explorer that crashed into a water body. He'd gone out to explore the great outdoors and document the adventures when he suddenly lost control of his drone and it crashed into the waters. Try as he may, he couldn't get it out and gave up. Upon returning home, he checked the last recorded footage on the cloud, and surely enough, it was the last moments of his devices. He doesn't believe what he heard were the sounds of his devices. No, they sounded hellish and demonic to him. He then uploaded it online, and some sided with him, saying that they'd experienced the same thing before. The majority, however, told him the sounds, although sounding like screams, are definitely coming from his drone being in the water. When you think about it, that sounds very logical, but maybe, just maybe, that's what the demons want us to think. What are your thoughts, though? For some time now, a ranch owner has been hearing strange noises on his property, which left him feeling unsettled. As a result, he decided to investigate and set up a camera to capture any activity that might be causing the noises. He initially thought it could be coyotes, but what he found on reviewing the footage was quite unexpected. To his surprise, the footage showed a strange-looking creature that seemed emaciated, with a very thin neck. The creature was peering inside the room through the window, and its appearance was quite unsettling. Naturally, he was perplexed and posted the footage on our paranormal platform. Some thought it had to be aliens, while many thought it was nothing more than an attempt for 5 or 10 minutes of fame. Critically look at the clip again and share what you think. Next, we have Trailcam capture from an individual who seems to really have captured something bizarre. He claims it's a dog man, but let's judge that claim for ourselves. Did you see the creature he was referring to, or did the footage simply leave you confused? In the footage, we see what appears to be the outdoors with a lot of grass and some items there. Might be the backyard of someone's home, but it's hard to say. The individual recording the footage, however, is seemingly perplexed and, I dare say, even scared. He points the camera in the direction of whatever is giving him the scares, but his shaky hands make it hard to see. We slowed down the footage in an attempt to catch what the whole thing was about, and guess what we saw. There is a creature with dark fur in the slowed down footage. It stares at the man and then stares away, remaining perfectly still. It's almost as though it was trying its best to avoid being seen. Is it a dog man, though? Personally, I don't think so. It might be a man in a suit or a different kind of cryptid. What do you think? The Matrix is a movie that not only captivated audiences with its mind-bending narrative, but also left us questioning the very fabric of reality. And now, here we are in the real world, pondering whether we might be living in a coded existence. So check this out. A man at a train station doing a perplexing dance of falling and getting up, falling and getting up. Now that alone might raise an eyebrow, but what takes it to the next level is that this guy is not just tripping randomly. No, sir. He's falling at the same spot in the same way with the same reaction every single time. Now, before you start thinking he's just practicing some avant-garde dance routine, the theorists are throwing around a different idea. They're suggesting that this man's seemingly repetitive actions are no ordinary clumsiness. Instead, they're labeling it as a glitch in the Matrix. It's like reality is stuck on a loop, and he's unwittingly become the star of this glitchy show. What do you think, though? A true glitch in the Matrix, or simply a man who may be on drugs? Usually when you hear of haunted houses, it's of people moving into a house that's already haunted, or perhaps an incident that could have caused the haunting. But I stumbled upon this strange footage.
This is a video my friend sent me.
Move the crisp. Whoa! Whoa!
You'll have seen me tag him. His name's King Smithy.
This man, however, has been living in his apartment for 10 years with no issues whatsoever till now. Without intending to, he captured this eerie experience on camera.
Pushing it, it like indents the packet. No, that's just freaky, man.
Hello?
He was in the living room going about his normal day when he noticed a pack of chips moving on its own on the ground. There was no one else in the house with him at the moment, and there was no windy situation either. So how is this bag of chips moving on the floor? It's like an unknown force, but how is this possible? A commenter was rather skeptical and believed that this was just an orchestrated hoax. Others believe this is a ghost, others also say it's a demon. A particular commenter said this: could be an entity that just shows up because someone in the area opened a portal. What do you think? Is there some credibility to this story, or is it nothing more than an attempt for his 5 minutes of fame?
This is a video my friend sent me.
Move the crisp. Whoa! Whoa!
You'll have seen me tag him. His name's King Smithy.
Now, look at that. A huge serpent at the mouth of a woodland. It's grey with a pink fin-like thing on its head. Quite the intimidating sight, wouldn't you agree? But when you take a closer look, this creature has got that oddly whimsical look to it, almost like it's been plucked straight out of a cartoon. Quite unreal, don't you think? This has led many to conclude the whole thing is fake, and the audio in the background is just there to create the impression that it's real. I'm not buying it though, but maybe that's just me. What do you think? Castles are historic places that hold a lot of history and stories over the years. Some are just tales, while some are real and even proven. We have footage that was taken on a foggy night at a castle in Scotland. Take a look. There in the fog from a distance is a castle, and slightly above it is a flying creature. The creature looks too big to be the usual bird, and when you take a close look, its wings resemble bat wings. Now you are getting the picture. This creature reminds me of a dragon. These creatures are just characters of folklore, so how is this thing here? My assistant Steve thinks it's a witch, and here I am wondering why he would even think that in the first place. Either way, this could just be edited footage to prank us all. What do you guys think? This has got to be one of the best bits of footage I've ever seen of a Bigfoot. The footage introduces us to a large being or creature moving through the woods. It stands at an impressive height of 7 to 8 feet tall. It makes you wonder what this creature could be. I mean, if you were to see it in real life, you'd be scared and wondering, which is exactly what happened to the one recording the footage. Once it made its way online, however, the paranormal community decided that the figure in the video had to be a Bigfoot, ruling out the possibility of it being a bear or ape. I mean, given its height and mass, it couldn't have been any of those creatures anyway. The allure of Bigfoot sightings has been a part of folklore and cryptozoology for decades, with enthusiasts and researchers eagerly seeking evidence of these mysterious beings. The quality of this particular footage adds to the intrigue, as it provides a clear and detailed glimpse of the purported Bigfoot in its natural habitat. These creatures have taken over our woodlands, and we should not be surprised if soon we see them at our doorsteps.
I'm scared.
A woman decided to go out for a walk as the sun was setting, hoping to enjoy the quiet of the evening. But at some point, she started to feel uneasy, like something was off. She couldn't shake the strange sensation of being watched, so she pulled out her phone and started recording just in case. In the video, she could be heard saying that she was scared, and almost immediately after she spoke, something chilling happened. A loud howl pierced through the air, coming from just meters away from where she stood. She turned the camera toward the direction of the sound, and what she captured was nothing short of terrifying. There in the shadows stood a creature, its silhouette barely visible against the darkening sky. It had the unmistakable head of a wolf, but it was standing upright on two legs. Its arms, a disturbing mix of human and animal features, were raised into the air as it howled once again. The figure's posture and movements all point to a werewolf. What do you think? Is the footage real?
I'm scared.
And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I will see you in the next one.